still chasing the millions. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field. Got money still chasing the millions. Wasn't lucky, I've been in the field.
Welcome back to In the Field Radio. I'm Erin Boogie, and I'm here with Lee Flex. So please introduce yourself to my listeners who may not be familiar with who you are.
Wagwan. I'm Lee Flex. Primarily a hip hop artist, pop star, dancehall, R&B artist. I'm from Queens, New York, Rosedale, to be exact.
So I'm excited to interview you. You're my first dancehall artist.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I love that. I love to feel special. You're helping my self-esteem.
Yeah, I've been doing this like 5.5 years now, first dancehall artist. So I'm super excited.
That's good. That means you're ahead of the curve. You got a good one.
So let's take it all the way back. What was a young Lee Flex like growing up?
Oh man, a young Lee Flex was just, what can I say? I was very, what's the word? I was probably very, what's the word? Hard-headed, very hard-headed. I would say that's the word that resonate with me the most. So I was very hard-headed growing up. But Philly, I was a good kid. Got decent grades, A's and B's, and feel me, respected my parents, but still getting into trouble, get away with stuff that I could get away with. I was the middle child, able to get away with a couple of things in my household. So
When did you
that
get into music?
um when I get into my music, I got into music. I always been musically like inclined to do. I always did music. Actually, like I started doing band in school and stuff like that, just to dabble a little bit. But I think I took music more seriously probably in like by the time I reached probably around like 2018, 2019. That's when I really started to go to the studio and really started like actually putting like the words that I was penning out, freestyling, actually going to the studio and actually putting in that effort.
What instrument did you play in band?
I played I played the snare drum. The snare drum, if you believe it or not, it was the snare drum.
Do you still play at all?
Nah, I don't. Which kind of sucks. Like the school program kind of got defunded, so I just kind of got like lost out of it and never really picked it up again.
Oh, that's a shame. See, they
Yeah.
need to start funding stuff like that in the schools again.
Oh man, I think yeah. Hopefully that gets back soon. Preferably me. Like I want to get to a point, become big enough an artist where I'm able to just be able to at least fund that or be able to open up some after school program or something to for the kids and stuff to do something like that. That would be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Who were some of your biggest influences growing up?
Uh, Biggest influences. I'll say this. My biggest influences probably were like um LL Cool J. Just like the older artists. LL Cool J. Probably like um Vibes Cartel, Buju Banton, Barrington Levy, Biddy McLean, and then more kind of like artists that's like the 2000s, early 90s, like more like into like my closer, get into like my younger era. Probably I was listening to probably like Usher, Chris Brown, The Weeknd, Drake. Just a lot of different artists I was listening to.
You have such an eclectic taste in music.
Yeah, most definitely. I listen to like everything, especially once my brother, cause I have four siblings. But I was one of the first actually born here, but I had like an older brother and older sister who actually moved to stay with us probably like during like that them critical years when I'm in like middle school, going to high school. Me and my brother sharing a room. He's coming from Jamaica. He's putting me on to like I don't know if you remember LimeWire. back in those days when it was like easy to like download music and stuff like that. He was putting me on to mad different rock, Coldplay, My Chemical Romance. Like he's putting me like a lot of different like stuff like you wouldn't even believe. Like and then I even got put me on the Jadakiss and stuff like that. I'm going like, who's Jadakiss? I'm like, he's putting me on the Jadakiss, he's putting me on the Fabulous, and that's when I like what then that's when I really started getting a love for music, a real love for music just off of that, just off of kind of like him just kind of like because obviously I want to be like my older brother. That's like my older brother. Like you, like wanting to is your father. Like if you got them type of male figures, then you're like your father, your older brother. Like I kind of looked at him for certain guidance and stuff like that. So I definitely picked up a lot of his musical taste. You know?
I love that. I love that your taste in music is all over the place. It's all good too.
Yeah, great. I listen to everything. I even listen to a little bit of country. Listen to a little bit of jazz, you know. It just, especially as a music nerd, I love samples and stuff like that. I want to be able to pull from like anywhere and anything, you know.
Do you work with producers?
Yeah, yeah, heavily. That's one of my favorite things. Like I'm more friends. I'm friends with the artists, but I'm more friends with like the producers and like the engineers. So like one of my main producers, I just dropped the EP in February, and we've been rolling it out. It's been doing great, streaming well. Jungle Music. That was a collaboration tape between me and one of my longtime producers of recent, E-Man Wiz Beats. Great producer, great you, Nigerian-based producer, but coming out of Maryland. Great producer. We kind of put that together. So you know him. Cool with I'm cool with a few producers that I like. Low key, he's actually another great Billboard charting producer that I'm working with right now. Low key, he's great. He's actually based out of a Swedish producer, so he's based out of there. Been working with him heavy, and I'm working on some future work with Whisticle Beats. He's a Jamaican-based producer, coming out of Kingston. Some people might know him for the work he's done with Skilly Bang. One of the main songs he did was Wop Wop. So I'm very excited to work with him. So yeah,
That's exciting.
yeah, a lot of good things going on with me right now. You know?
Yeah, and I saw you were recording at studios like IMI and what was the other studio? Like you were at some big studios too.
Quad Studios, I am
Quad
my
Studios.
Corner Studios, Quad Studios in particular. Quad Studios, and IMI actually in particular, I was working with a great Thai artist. Her name is Taiwa Lai. She comes from Thailand. She's really big in Thailand right now. She's actually doing like Thailand Rolling Loud. I got cool with her, but through my one of my creative directors, Action Ade, he kind of like connected that with me and her, and then she just told me to pull up to one of her sessions at IMI. I pulled up there, great vibe. We one of the actual songs off the tape, Dumpling, actually two songs, Dumpling and Grip Star, I recorded at IMI. Recorded at IMI. That's through Taiwa Lai. Taiwa Lai is actually on the song Dumpling off my Jungle Music tape. He has a great hook on there. Great hook. Great hook. She's a great artist. She helped me with that. And then Quad Studios, E-Man Wiz put me on with that, and I actually locked in with now my one of my favorite engineers right now. Me and him are locked in. We got a lot of music that I'm about to drop. Will Nor, I met him at Quad Studios. So like, yeah, I've been in and out of a lot of these studios, but necessarily to me, like it's cool being in the big studios, but I will say like the intimate studios where there's not too much I can get the same quality out of. So like I don't mind to be working out of a closet as long as I got a great engineering, you know.
What's your favorite studio to record at?
Favorite studio? Hmm. Favorite studio to record at? I would have to say it just closed down, but it just closed down. It was called SXX Studios. It was based out of where was it based out of? It was based out of Newark, New Jersey. So I used to take a little commute, go to Newark and record out there with Will because same engineer at Quad Studios and stuff. So it had to be between that and IMI because I love IMI too because I got some great quality doing Grip Star. That was the next one of the next singles off my Jungle Music tape that I actually did there too. So it probably had to be between that studio and IMI.
What's your recording process like when you're in the studio?
Uh, recording process. It depends. If I want to get something off my chest that I've been having in the cut for a while, I might have had it written down already. I might go in there and do it that way. Um, and then have like the kind of like just go through like I probably would have already had like a cadence and flow already and go through it. And then sometimes I might just freestyle and just have the engineer punch me in. If I'm feeling a vibe and I'm just feeling it in the studio, I'm just trying to get like that raw emotion right then and there. I might just do it that way. So it just all depends how I'm feeling. I can freestyle and I can also just write and just go to the studio. But it definitely gives you two different vibes. Like if you know me, you could probably you might not be able to pick up on it either. You could and you might not be able to. You gotta really know me really well to know if I wrote it or I freestyled this song.
Are there certain things that you need to have when you're in the studio when you're recording, or like a certain vibe that you need to set when you're in the studio?
Uh Honestly, what people believe it or not, I don't like to have a lot of people in the studio with me when I'm recording. No more than probably like me and the engineer a lot of times because a lot of my songs I'm very vulnerable in my songs. So sometimes I like it to be intimate. But like if I am gonna have people in there, probably no more than 2 to 3 people. Make sure I got something to drink so I don't get too parched, you know? Or I just I definitely gotta have a spliff. Just gotta have a spliff to smoke. I'm definitely a stoner, so you know I'm gonna have a little blunt to smoke. If I'm feeling vibey, I might have a little drink here and there. It just depends how I'm feeling.
I love that.
Yeah,
And so Man You is the latest single you put out.
yeah, man. That one right there is that's 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 a record right there. Definitely the single we're pushing right now with well, actually, he's actually from up there near Hudson Valley, up there, that way. My one of my A&Rs I'm working with right now, Kobe, he helped me put together the rollout for that one. So, man, you vulnerable song. I made that in, I think I made that in May at with Will, my main engineer. It's kind of a song about like dealing with like dealing with like women dealing with like women as me like more of like a coming of age like me like kind of understanding like what it means to like deal with like a certain type of women, especially when you're like a artist on the scene and everything's just so fast and everybody's just so impressionable and just kind of got like their own agenda that they're trying to align with. And sometimes I think you should know, like, even if it's a relationship or a friendship, sometimes like your goals and your feelings might align at one point, but at some point it kind of diverges. So that's kind of what the vibe and the song is kind of like the kind of rollout I was kind of trying to get from Man You.
What has the feedback on the song been like?
It's been great. It's been getting playlisted a lot. I've been getting a lot of love from London actually, 'cause which is actually what I wanted because the song is named Man U. It's named after Manchester United, my favorite soccer team. You know, I don't know if you're a big soccer fan, but we're losing a lot right now. But trust, we're gonna come back and we're gonna show them. This is like this is a lineage of it's a pedigree of soccer, just a pedigree of soccer and a pedigree of winning that I felt like even the reason why I even named the song is for that exact reason. Because in the song, I name it I am what I'm not, I'm a bad breeze. She said she loved it. Yeah, I have to please. Tell me all your wants, tell me all your needs. Lay your head down and I have a tree. Top striker like I dip on menu. The Nina Skeletal gal who is ran true. Tales from the city, hope it's not true. Sales partner, hope it's not you. So it's just like, it's kind of like that type of pedigree right there is exactly why I named the song that. And I feel like those London fans got exactly what I was trying to get across. So I'm definitely seeing a lot of love from London. I've been seeing a lot of love from New York, obviously, me being from New York. I've been getting a lot of love back home in Jamaica and Kingston. So like I've been loving the feedback. And shout out to Gaijin actually, the producer on that song. Great dancehall producer and DJ from like the area out here. He's a great DJ. He's been definitely helped selected the production on that song. So I definitely appreciate him for that.
Any plans to travel to London?
Yep. I was supposed to go to London a long time ago, but kind of just like now with everything kind of I just want to make sure it makes sense. So like I think I want to go to London when I have like my first show out there. I just don't want to go out there. Just like I do want to go out there to sightsee because I love the London scene because it's so influenced by Jamaica so much. I have family out there to say to say the least too. There's a lot of like the slang that they have is similar to the slang that we have in Jamaica, even Toronto too. It's kind of like all like this big melting pot out there. So like I definitely want to see how it feels to be out there, especially being influenced by even some London artists, like an older dancehall artist named Biddy McLean. He's a big artist out there in London. I definitely want to go out there and like pick up a vibe, definitely record out there and just soak up the culture. So I definitely want to eventually get out there. Hopefully 2025, fingers crossed, we out there like performing somewhere. Feel me? Hopefully, like the O2 Arena, or you never know. Feel me? That I try to dream big. I didn't think I was gonna perform at a festival this year, and I did. So anything's possible. So you're definitely
Yeah,
gonna see
what
me out
festival did you
in London.
perform at?
Chug It. I performed at the Chug It Festival. They're a big festival. They do honestly they do festivals everywhere. It's a big dance hall festivals. They just did one in Jamaica with Croft, but they do one in Jamaica, Florida, Toronto, Queens. So I actually did the one in Queens, Chug It. That was over the summer in Queens at the Pavilion Field. That was a big one for me. That was like my biggest venue I ever did. Oh, that was definitely a couple thousand people there. So that was like a big jump for me. Like I never would have thought I would have done something like that. So definitely proud of myself, a little pat on the back.
What was that experience like?
Especially, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of like the up and coming artists together when you're not the main performer it's definitely a little bit jittery because necessarily the audience really isn't there for you, so it's kind of like it could go in your favor. It's like can't really expect too much because you already know the audience really isn't there for you. They're there for the main artist, but at the same time, it's also scary too because you know that they're expecting a certain type of craftsmanship. So I had to go out there, give it my best bet, and I didn't choke. So thank God, I did it. I didn't choke. I got great feedback from the audience. I even went out there and I and mingled in the crowd and got love from a lot of like the fans that were out there. So that was a great experience. Great experience. I hope everybody could experience something like that. But that definitely feel me gave me a more elevation in my mind to go like keep on going. Don't stop. You know.
And what are you working on now?
I'm working on I'm working on EP right now with trying to come back around again, mainly produced by Email Wiz. I'm trying to work on these new beat packs because I've been getting a lot of beats. I've been from the love from jungle music. I've been getting a lot of love and a lot of like opportunities. So I'm just trying to like utilize those and trying to up the production for this next tape that I'm about to drop. So I'm working on that right now. I'm working on some events and stuff with my brethren, Kobe Black. Shout out Kobe. So we're putting a few things together right now. You're definitely gonna be seeing me on a couple platforms and on a couple on a couple. You're gonna hear my song on a couple soundtracks on TV soon too. I won't speak too much on that, but
You sing
you're gonna be hearing a lot of reflex everywhere. Even if you don't want to hear me, you're gonna hear me. You see me?
We'll talk about that. Sync placements are exciting because the payouts on those are really good. You guys worked on that yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times it's just people reaching out and just generally liking the music and want to be fans of the music and just want to make something work. And being a hungry upcoming artist, we're gonna make it work because I want to get at this point. I want to make sure everybody gets to hear the music I'm trying to make because it's just uplifting, good music. So I know it's gonna gravitate towards the people, especially with the ladies. So a lot of these soundtracks and stuff like that you're gonna be hearing it's gonna be on a tip where is I'm trying to push more of like the love and the raw energy that dance hall and that R&B and real soul has to bring, you know? So that's my main goal right now. So like even with that, I want to thank like even like the fans and like the behind the scenes people who pulling the strings to help those kind of plays come together.
Yeah, no, that's a great direction for artists to go in. Good for you.
No, I appreciate it. That's a lot of my songs that um I make in a way is very grandiose and cinematic. Especially I've been getting feedback from a lot of the A&Rs about that too, like even like how it gives that soundtrack vibe. And that's maybe for me like kind of listening to like an artist like The Weeknd, who you can hear a lot of his songs on like soundtracks or like even even me taking a lot of inspiration from an artist like Childish Gambino, Donald Glover, because a lot of the music he makes, I know he makes even one of his main albums because the internet he made the songs in mind that it went with his script. He actually had a script to go with the album. So even with that too, I kind of want to get into more like a directorial type of view of artist part of the artistry where I can mix my music with a more like cinematic type of thing, you know?
Mhm. Yeah, no, I think that's great.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to get into some more of the fun questions. What's your dream collab? If you could work with anyone dead or alive, who would it be?
Dead or alive? It probably have to be sure, man. There's so many. Gee. Oh my gosh. Dead or alive. If I could work with anybody and I know I feel like we can make the best song because I'm a fan of everybody. I feel like I can make like a crazy song with The Weeknd. Probably be The Weeknd.
I could see that. That would be an awesome song.
Yeah, I would love to make a song with The Weeknd. That's one of my favorite artists. I just love like how he just not only how he sounds, but just how he's carried his career and stuff like that. So that's definitely one artist I would definitely like to work with.
How about a producer that you would like to work with?
Producer, jeez. That one's tough because I have a lot of producers I like, but
You can name a couple. It doesn't have to be
all
just one.
right, so I name a couple. It'd probably be like I'd love to work with Metro Boomin. I love to work with Russian, Russian big dancehall, dancehall overall, just dancehall Afro beats. He does everything. Dancehall Afro beats. He's been tapping in with the dembo too. Another producer I like to work with Sarani. I know Sarani does production. I like to work with it's a lot OVO 40, Boy Wonder, Pierre Bourne. Pierre Bourne is another great producer I'd like to work with. There's definitely a lot of producers I'd like to work with. Oh, another one, Mike Dean. Mike Dean. I would love to work with Mike Dean. Yeah, Mike Dean. And Kanye. Kanye, yeah. I'm forgetting Kanye, yay. Yay, of course. I gotta work with Ye. Got to. Got to. And me and Ye would make some crazy stuff.
All right. And who are your top 5 favorite rappers?
Top 5 favorite rappers. Sheesh. Who's hot right now, or like just
No,
like
just your top
ever?
5, your personal top 5 favorites.
Top 5 favorite. Drake, fabulous.
I feel like no one ever says him and that he's so underrated.
Bro,
Good choice.
that's another one. My delivery, especially on this next day, you're gonna hear a lot of fabulous Aspire type bars because his punchlines were so great. And the way he'll take something that was current in the time and then flip it into the content that he was making great. Like I was going like, how did he come up with that? He always had me stumped. So Fab, Future. I'll name another artist. LL Cool J. That's another one. I think I said him, but the LL Cool J, 50 Cent. 50 Cent.
Well, that's a good list.
Yeah.
It's a solid list.
That's a lot of like inspired, especially like because a lot of the Queens aspect, especially with LL Cool J and 50 Cent, is more of like probably my Queens bias and just kind of like growing up and listening to them and seeing like the impact that they had on like I can see the impact that they still have on a lot of artists. The same thing with Drake, because like there's a lot of artists that I like that fall under that sound that Drake's doing. I'll say that too. And I want to put Kanye on there too. I can't forget about Kanye, but I almost forgot about him. I probably had to alternate somebody in there, but definitely Kanye too.
And since it's the end of the year, we like to ask everybody, what are your goals for the upcoming year?
My goal, my cup for upcoming year, Grammy nominated winner. Um, Definitely want to be. What else do I want to do? I definitely want to be on tour. I definitely want to be on tour. I want to be traveling the world. Coming into like second quarter, third quarter, I definitely want to be traveling, doing bigger shows, even like how you was talking about London. 2025, I definitely want to collab with some of the artists I've been wanting. I would definitely want to collab more with a lot of artists that I know. Like we can make some fire stuff. And definitely, I know it's not too far, but I definitely want to make dancehall music go number one again. That's kind of like one of my big things. That's always going to be one of my main things. I haven't seen a dancehall song because I do everything. I do hip hop, I do R&B, but there's like a little chip on my shoulder right now where I gotta make a dancehall influence song go number one right now. That's my goal. That's probably at the top of the list.
That's a good goal.
Hmm.
And as a female-fronted radio show, I like to end the show by highlighting extraordinary women. So who is a woman that made a major impact in your life?
Oh my God, there's so many. So many. You guys are so great. Oh my God, I love you guys. You guys are so great and just you guys are really like the like I don't know what I would do without you guys. That's how I got put it. But it probably have to be probably have to name I had to name my grandmother and my mother. So my just because my grandmother just like she was like especially growing up and staying at her house in Queens and like I used to grow up right there in JFK right there and hearing like the airplanes rumble and her taking me to church and her just instilling certain values even from younger, having me go back and forth from Jamaica to like really understand my culture because my great grand letting me see my great grandmother and just understanding where I come from and just certain humble beginnings that I got to learn. I got to live on a farm. I got to experience certain things because of her. I got to open up my spiritual eye more, and that even losing her made me even stronger. Because once I lost her, it's kind of like it was on me to keep the legacy and seeing that passed down to my mother and seeing how she's been carrying it even after the matriarch, like my grandmother, has been gone. My mother's like picked it up like it's her. Like I see my grandmother and her. So that's just the main women in my life. Now and I'll also throw in there I have to throw in there even the women that I might have not so had the best endings with, coming from just even relationships, dealing with even growing pains of being a man and get into relationships with women, like dealing with my exes sometimes, and just them helping me grow as a man, kind of making me understand myself even more. You can hear it in my music, even if it's pain or the extra love. It just they kind of gave me more of that sign to be more vulnerable. I got to be more vulnerable and kind of be help me be more relatable with the people. So you're gonna hear all of that there. So it's the women probably one of the main reasons why I'm making music right now. So that's definitely yeah, definitely that.
That's a beautiful answer.
No, I appreciate that. I always, especially when I get out questions, I try to think about it, not just try to make myself look good, but I definitely want to give like an answer I know, like I feel coming from the bottom of my heart, you know?
Yeah, I can't wait to share that with my listeners.
So all my fans out there, if you want to get in contact with me, hit me up on Leaf Flexstar on Instagram. Follow me on YouTube at Leaf Flexstar. I got my current singles off of Jungle Music, Autumn Rose and Starfruit right there going up right now. We're closing in on 100K streams on Spotify, and then 40K streams closing in on the YouTube for the Starfruit videos. So just keep streaming those, and more content's on the way. And I definitely, again, I appreciate you
Yeah, and
for
so
giving me the
you had
opportunity.
on Hot 97, right? Bobby Condors was playing that.
Yes, oh man, that's another one too. I could go out for days. Bobby Condors right there. It's been a big, big, big like guiding light, just me even he's been seeing me kind of like grow as an artist because from early time he was actually did one show where it's like he didn't necessarily know, and I told him like, listen Bobby, I told him like in front of everybody, I was like, you me and you gonna be working soon. And then I just kept on working and working, and then I seen him outside just on the ground in the mud again, and he seen me working, and he was like, "Listen, I'm about to play you on Hot 97. Send me it through." And he played Starfruit, and that's he helped me push that. He's actually on. I actually have him on one of the skits. You go listen to Jungle Music. He's actually on one of the skits. So you know, that's definitely one of the bigger proud moments that I definitely got. So big ups Bobby Condor, man. Big ups Java, Massive B Radio, Hot 97, man. They definitely been showing me a lot of love. I definitely appreciate them.
And before we get out of here, do you have any upcoming performances that my listeners should know about?
Uh, Upcoming performances. I'm gonna have some stuff in the works. Nothing on paper yet. We're talking to a few venues that want to work, but again, follow me on Lee Flexstar for any updates on any upcoming events. But I'm kind of locked in with finishing this tape and rolling it out. But we're definitely gonna be having some shows for you guys. Some hostings coming up very soon.
And do you have a date for the EP yet, or nothing solid yet?
Nothing solid just yet. I might drop a little pack, a little 2-pack at the end of the month just to hold you guys over, but the EP might be first quarter of next year for sure though.
All right. And is there anything else you want the listeners to know before we get out of here?
Yeah, nothing really to tell the listeners. Just keep striving to do your best. Don't let bad mind or any evil force stop you from your real goals. You can do it. And it's Lee Flex. You're gonna be hearing a lot more of me. You see me?